Welcome to another episode of Daily Gym. How to turn your dreams into reality. The last 2 days I talked about how a leader's beliefs can change your performance, growth, and development of the people around him, and how these beliefs can ultimately turn into self-fulfilling prophecies. In today's episode, I want you to take matters into your own hand by using the power of visualization. Many of you have probably read the book or watched the movie The Secret, or at least heard of the concept of the law of attraction or the power of visualization. If you haven't, you can listen or watch a lot of speeches from famous athletes or actors or actresses and hear them say that they've been visualizing this moment for a very long time and that it ultimately became a reality. Famously, Jim Carrey went to a certain spot, went there, visualized every single night that he would receive at some point a check with $1 million. He visualized it so strongly that he even had a date printed on that check. And lo and behold, later on, it actually became a reality. What is really at play here, and how can you make use of this? Many athletes visualize situations in games so that later on, when they're in that moment, they're actually prepared for it. Of course, training, getting the muscle memory, doing all the exercises with your body is one part of the game, but the mental side is also very important. But it's not only restricted to sports or acting, it applies to pretty much every aspect of life. Because what you're effectively doing by doing mental training or by visualizing you in a certain situation is that you're priming your mind, you're forming these neural connections in your brain already. Because the brain, if you're visualizing strongly and properly enough, your brain cannot really distinguish what is going on in your brain from what is happening in reality. And by affirming yourself, by making this connection in your brain over and over again, at some point you really start believing that this could become reality. It's not simply visualizing and sitting back and enjoying the scenery and waiting for this vision to ultimately become reality. Of course, all of this goes hand in hand with making the effort of taking the steps to get closer to that goal. And this is where research from the Dominican University in California comes into play. Because what they did is they divided the group of test subjects, of people, into 5 different groups. The first group was simply thinking of what their objectives were going to be for the next month. The second group was thinking of their objectives and writing them down. The third group thought of the objectives, wrote them down, and also wrote down how they could reach those particular objectives. The fourth group did the same as the third group, and then let that information be known to a friend or a person that they trust. The final group, the fifth group, did all of the same as all the other groups. They thought about the objectives, they wrote it down, how they could reach it, informed a friend, and they made a weekly progress reports. What do you think the outcome was? The first group, only 43% of the people actually reached their objectives at the end of the month. While for the final group, which had the highest percentage, more than 76% of the people actually reached their objectives. So what can you take away from this and use in your own life? Firstly, visualize where you want to be. If you're thinking a lot of negative things happen in your life, think about something very positive that you want to happen. Second step, write those objectives down. The third step, make it some kind of social commitment or social proof by telling somebody else. But then the final step, every week or every day, make some kind of report for yourself. It doesn't have to be many pages, but something small that lets you think about what can be improved to get one step closer the next day, or take 2 more steps or 3 more steps every single day, becoming more efficient, effective, and productive into getting closer to your goal. By making this continuous improvement loop and continue to visualize where you want to be, you'll be amazed at how much you're able to achieve after a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or even more than that. That's all I have to say for today. If you enjoyed this video and watching it on YouTube, be sure to give me a thumbs up, as it really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're enjoying these episodes and listening to it on podcast or watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with another episode tomorrow. And for today, I wish you all a nice day.